Brad, Angelina, thanks very much for coming down to the office today. How are you both?
Yeah, well, excited today. You know, it's great news. We're really happy.
Yeah, probably really excited. Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate you off first of all. I mean, we had a really big pool of applicants. You know, I think we sent off about, I'm not meant to say technically, but I think we sent like 5 or 6 off, like good applicants to the owner. So for him to pick you out of that pool makes you feel very good about yourself. Absolutely.
No, we're thrilled.
100%. So I just wanted to first off, before we get started going through everything that we need to, have you gotten have you had a look through all the documentation I've sent off to you?
Yeah.
You understand all that stuff?
Both of us have read through it.
Yeah, we'll quickly go over all those things and make sure in detail. But yeah, 100%, just good to read them over first, absolutely. So with the rental agreement, we'll quickly just go through that. As we've set out before in the for the amount, we go by monthly, so it's $2,781 per calendar month. Yep. So that's taking more of the extra few days of the calendar month part into account as well.
Awesome.
Yep, beautiful. No worries at all. So I see you've already paid your first month of advance rent and your bond already?
Yeah, all in full.
Beautiful, that's great. Yeah, we've got our receipts prepared for those ones there. So those are your receipts, so there's a copy of there for you.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Now, with the terms of agreement, with the rent due, we set out, as you signed on the rental agreement form, rent due on the 5th of every month, on the Friday. Yep. So $2,781 going directly into the account of the owner on the 5th.
Awesome.
Beautiful. No worries at all. And on the terms of agreement, you're just standard 12-month fixed lease. Yep, just like everyone would like, of course.
Done.
No worries. And it's just standard terms and conditions. There's no owners haven't outlined any special conditions. You haven't outlined any special requests. So it's just look after the property as it would your own house.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
You already understand that. Wonderful. So a little bit about the bond there. So with the bond that you paid us, we don't actually hold on to that at all. So that gets sent off to a bond agency that holds on to all the bonds for the real estate for Victoria for rentals at one given time. So that gets third partied off too. And then when the tenancy is up and we do our final inspection to check sure the property's in the same state, hopefully that it was when you move in. Then we receive that bond back receive the authorised bond back from the agency and forward that on to you.
Awesome.
Yep, wonderful. And now the entry condition report, one of the many documents. The entry condition report. Is that something you've had a chance to look over through already before coming to the meeting today? Or?
I had a vague look. I obviously do want to go through it again once we get to have a proper look at the property, but we were a little bit confused with how that process worked.
Okay, no worries. So how that works with an entry condition report is we already have one from the last time, the last time tenants or owners were in the house. And then we go through with that previous one. We know any changes that have been made to the property, any minor damages, anything that might need fixing, repairing, any light fittings that are cracked, anything that we note that's of damage. We fill that out in the condition report and then we forward that on to you, and then you take that report into the property yourself, and anything that you see that we have noticed that you believe is an issue, you put on the condition report, and it must be returned to us within 5 business days of us giving the report to you. And then we put that in the system, and then that's how it will stay, and then that's the basis that we go off when you get your when the tenancy is up, when you're leaving the property. That's what we base off. So we go off your condition report as to how you get your bond back.
Okay, awesome.
Yep, wonderful. And also, just to quickly explain, if you do not, so if we do send off that condition report to you and you don't send it back to us within 5 business days, we take that as the condition report that we sent off to you being the one that you say is correct, and there's no changes you wish to make. So we go off the one that we've sent to you.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep, no worries at all. Now, with the utilities and connections and requirements, so we're setting up all the gas and electricity and internet, how did you want to go about that? Did you have previous providers that you guys wanted to use yourself on a previous property?
But I wasn't particularly thrilled with them anyway. It's not something that bothers me. You know, we're in a state where we're pretty financially comfortable, and I'm happy to just keep it easy. I think you said there was some kind of program where we could get you to set it all up.
Yep, so we have a couple of different third-party programs. We use Connect Now or Your Porter. Me personally, I like using Connect Now. It's just like one of those compare systems where it takes all available options, compares them to get the best rate, and then sets them up for me. So,
and is that for everything like water, gas, and...
Yes, that's for every single ability. Yeah, that's every single utility.
Yeah, I'd love that. That sounds perfect.
Beautiful, yeah. So we'll just get that set up for you. It could be a small extra fees and cost in that, but as you mentioned, that's not an issue.
Yeah,
so that's fine.
Right.
No worries. When it comes to inspections and routine inspections for the property, how we like to do it with our agency here is usually, they're usually every 6 months. When you first move in, we like to do a property inspection 3 months after you move in, just to see how everything's settling in, see how you're finding the property, see if it's a nice fit. And then after that 3 month, we go 6 monthly basis from there. So it goes 3 month, and then 9 month, and then 3 month, 9 month, 3 month, 9 month. If you continue to lease.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, wonderful. Beautiful. Just let me look over here. My schedule. 1 sec. Always annoying when the agenda gets lost.
I understand.
Beautiful. We have, I believe I've already sent off a while ago during our earlier contact a communication form that had listed all of our details specifically to the agency and to which to contact.
Yeah.
So my number as a property manager, the officer in effective control if you have any questions about the agency or problems with their legislation.
Awesome.
All that stuff. Our own solicitor, that's our part of our agency as well.
Easy.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Beautiful. Yeah, so you're aware of all those numbers and who to contact.
Yeah,
if
that was the
there's
one
an
that had the
issue.
tradies and everything on it
Yes,
as well.
the tradesperson's list as well. Beautiful, which does bring me into my next part. Yes, the repairs and maintenance side. So if you do have any repairs or maintenance that needs requested, we just need to be able to file those into two separate categories, being urgent and non-urgent, I'm sure as you've looked over before. So when you do have an urgent repair, you need to contact us directly as soon as possible, and we'll get that sorted for you ASAP.
Awesome.
And also same for non-urgent repairs. Our agency holds a value of replying promptly to all requests, making sure we look after you as much as we possibly can.
Of course.
So, of course, if, however, anything arises for repairs out of hours, like especially for urgent repairs, which usually is when something happens, it's always when something happens.
In the middle of the night, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what in case what happens is, as I'm sure you've seen on the rental agreement, we have allocated amounts for you to use outside of hours. So if you can't contact us or contact the property owners to organise repairs for you, then we have allocated $2,500 for urgent repairs.
Awesome.
So anything like that, you can contact our tradespersons or your own tradespersons to conduct these repairs for you.
Easy
You have $2,500 to work with, and then we have to return, and then we will reimburse you for that.
Okay. Awesome.
Or if you use one of the tradespersons from our suggested list, they won't bill you, they will just bill us directly.
Awesome. I'm happy to do that. I love keeping things simple.
No worries, we'll do that. Then that's totally fine. And then same for urgent repairs for out of hours as well. Non-urgent repairs, sorry, I should say. We've allocated 700 as agreed. We both parties agreed on.
I remember reading that bit. Awesome.
No worries, that's great. And I've also sent off in previous documentation to you as well a renter's guide, which can be found on the Consumer Affairs Victoria website. It's just publicly accessible to everyone, and it just kind of outlines the rights and responsibilities that you have as a renter. Is that something you've had a chance to look through yet?
Padme looked through that pretty extensively. She likes knowing about the rights and that kind of thing. So she's had a look through the legislation, and we're pretty comfortable. We understand that one, which is good.
Okay, wonderful. That's great. I'm happy to hear that. So we'll look through that. If you have any questions, queries about that, you can contact me. But most of those can be answered on the website. You can just find information right there for you yourself.
Nice.
When it comes to keys and security devices, I saw you guys say that you wanted, 3 for the front door, 3 for the back, and 3 for the screen?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, no worries.
It's just one for each of us and then a spare set.
And then a spare set. And then you wanted somewhere to put the spare set, like a lockbox next to the front door.
About that lockbox. We were wondering if we could get one of those, as opposed to keypad entry, one of the ones with fingerprint. You reckon we can make that happen?
We can. It'd be more expensive, but
it's quite alright.
Yeah,
awesome.
For sure. No worries. And of course, if there is an issue with the keys, when we hand over all the keys, key forms and such, we hand over a form for you to sign. The document we put in our process that you have these record of these keys, you have this many keys, and that all of those keys, 3 of each copy, need to be returned when the lease is up. If you've lost any of those keys, they need to be replaced of your own volition and returned to us.
Yeah.
Beautiful. If you do end up losing keys in case of an emergency, God forbid, you really need to get in the house. We do keep spares in our safe.
Okay.
So if for any reason you can't get into your property and you need to, just come into our office, provide your documentation, identification. We'll give you your key and get into your property for you.
Awesome.
No worries. That's great. Well, did you have any questions for me about today, about any of the things I've gone over?
No, we're just excited to continue with the process. I think you've covered it pretty well today. We're thrilled.
No worries. Well, thank you very much for coming to the meeting today, guys.
No
and
worries.
look forward to helping you move in.
Very excited for it. Thank you.
Wonderful.